Let's get right into it. At number 15 is Red Right Hand. Cash is a man running from his violent past, trying to live a quiet, honest life in a small rural town. But when ruthless crime boss Big Cat drags him back into her service, his fragile peace is shattered. Forced to confront old demons, he realizes there's no easy escape from the life he once lived. Pushed into brutal conflict, he must decide how far he's willing to go to protect the only family he has left. Red Right Hand blends gritty action with tense moral choices, capturing the struggle between redemption and survival. As Cash's world spirals into violence, loyalty and bloodshed collide in a relentless battle for justice. At number 14 is Fortunes of War. After a daring raid in Normandy, a small team of British commandos finds themselves cut off behind enemy lines. With no reinforcements and limited supplies, survival becomes their only goal. Surrounded by German forces, they must rely on courage, cunning, and loyalty to make it through. Every choice could mean life or death as the enemy closes in. Fortunes of War delivers intense, boots-on-the-ground combat and raw human drama. It's a gripping story of brotherhood, sacrifice, and the unyielding spirit of soldiers facing impossible odds. With every heartbeat, the team learns that courage and strategy are their only shields in a relentless war. At number 13 is Wanted Man. Johansson, an aging detective clinging to old-school methods, faces public scrutiny after a policing misstep. To redeem himself, he's sent to Mexico to extradite a key witness in the murders of 2 DEA agents, but the mission quickly spirals out of control as dangerous criminals on both sides of the border target them. Johansson must navigate treacherous terrain, shifting loyalties, and deadly threats to survive. Wanted Man delivers high-stakes action and gripping drama, blending relentless chases with gritty suspense. Lundgren's performance anchors a story of resilience, moral judgment, and survival against overwhelming odds. Every step Johansson takes is a fight to stay alive and bring justice to a lawless world. At number 12 is Hellhound. An aging assassin, weary from years of bloodshed, is ready to walk away from the life that has consumed him. When an old acquaintance offers one last easy job, he reluctantly accepts, traveling to Bangkok to complete it. But a single personal choice to delay the hit unleashes chaos, endangering his mission and drawing him back into a violent spiral. Each step forces him to confront the ghosts of his past and the dangers around every corner. Hellhound delivers relentless action and gritty suspense, blending brutal fight sequences with the tension of a world where every misstep can be fatal. The assassin's fight is not only for survival, but for the chance at the freedom he's long sought. It's a pulse-pounding story of loyalty, revenge, and redemption on the edge of a knife. At number 11 is Polis Evo 3. A brutal massacre in Penang throws Inspectors Kai and Sani into a deadly game of cat and mouse. Hunted by a vengeful ex-officer, their every move is scrutinized, and trust becomes a dangerous luxury. As the body count rises, the pair must navigate a city teeming with violence and betrayal to stay alive. Each step brings them closer to the mastermind behind the chaos, and the truth that could destroy them both. Polis Evo 3 delivers high-octane action, intense shootouts, and edge-of-your-seat suspense. Kai and Sani must rely on wit, skill, and unbreakable camaraderie to survive the hunt. It's a relentless battle of strategy, courage, and survival against a ruthless adversary. At number 10 is 6 hours away. Ex-Marine Chris Montano's world is turned upside down when his wife disappears during a business trip. Racing against the clock, he follows a trail of clues that lead him into dangerous and unpredictable territory. With only 6 hours to save her, Chris must push his limits, confront deadly adversaries, and outsmart those who want to stop him. Every second counts as the stakes rise higher than ever. 6 Hours Away delivers intense action, heart-pounding suspense, and emotional stakes. Chris's relentless pursuit tests his skill, courage, and determination. It's a gripping countdown where failure is not an option. Every choice he makes could mean the difference between life and death. At number 9, we have Roadhouse, a high-octane reimagining of the beloved 80s classic. The story introduces us to Dalton, a former UFC middleweight fighter whose troubled past has led him to a dead-end life on the underground fighting circuit. He's approached by Frankie, the owner of a rowdy but popular roadhouse in the Florida Keys, who offers him a job as her head bouncer. Seeing it as a chance to escape his demons, Dalton accepts and soon finds himself in a seemingly perfect tropical paradise. However, Dalton quickly discovers that the beautiful scenery hides a dark and violent underbelly. A corrupt local crime boss, Ben Brandt, has his sights set on the roadhouse and will stop at nothing to get his way. Dalton must rely on his formidable fighting skills to protect the bar and its patrons from Brandt's relentless onslaught of thugs, leading to a series of explosive and bone-crunching confrontations. This action-packed film is available to stream on Prime Video. Coming in at number 8 is Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. The Spengler family has relocated to New York City and fully embraced their roles as the new generation of Ghostbusters, working out of the iconic firehouse alongside the original team. They've even helped develop a top-secret research lab to advance their ghost-busting technology, but their new life is upended when the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes a terrifying and powerful entity known as Garaka. This chilling new foe has the power to create a spectral army and threatens to plunge the entire city into a new ice age. Faced with a world-ending threat, the new and original Ghostbusters must join forces, combining their experience and new technology to protect their home and save the world from a frosty doom. This supernatural comedy brings together generations of ghost-busting heroes in a thrilling new adventure. Number 7 is Love Lies Bleeding, a tense and stylish romantic thriller set in 1989. The film centers on Lou, a reclusive gym manager in a small New Mexico town who is trying to distance herself from her estranged father, a powerful and sinister crime lord. Her quiet life is turned upside down when she meets Jackie, an ambitious and determined bodybuilder who is passing through on her way to a competition in Las Vegas. A passionate and intense romance quickly ignites between them. Their love story, however, becomes entangled in the violent web of Lou's criminal family, particularly after Jackie takes matters into her own hands to deal with Lou's abusive brother-in-law. This act of violence sets off a chain reaction that pulls the couple deeper into a world of crime and cover-ups, forcing them to confront dark secrets and fight for their survival in a story that is both brutal and tender. At number 6, we have Role Play, an action comedy that gives a whole new meaning to secret life. Emma and Dave are a married couple living a seemingly ordinary suburban life in New Jersey with their 2 kids. To spice up their marriage, they decide to try a little role-playing during a night out in New York City. What starts as a fun and harmless game, however, quickly spirals into chaos when their worlds collide in a very unexpected way. It turns out Emma is not just a working mom. She's also a highly skilled international assassin for hire. Her secret is blown, and now, with a bounty on her head, she must use her deadly abilities to protect her unsuspecting family from ruthless criminals who want her dead. This thrilling and often humorous film balances family dynamics with high-stakes action and is available to watch on Prime Video. Number 5 is the gripping thriller The Wages of Fear. Set in a desolate desert landscape, a massive fire breaks out at an oil well, creating an imminent threat to a nearby refugee camp. The company operating the well determines that the only way to prevent a catastrophic explosion is to use nitroglycerin to extinguish the blaze. The catch is that they have less than 24 hours to transport 200 kilograms of the highly unstable explosive across 800 kilometers of treacherous terrain. A team of specialists is hired for this near-suicidal mission, tasked with driving 2 trucks loaded with nitroglycerin through hostile territory. They must navigate through areas controlled by armed rebels and cross dangerous minefields, all while racing against the clock. Every bump in the road could be their last in this intense, high-stakes journey where survival is anything but guaranteed. You can stream this nail-biting film on Netflix. At number 4 is Lights Out. The story follows Duffy, a drifting ex-soldier haunted by his past, who wanders from town to town. His life takes a sharp turn when his impressive fighting skills in a bar brawl catch the eye of Max, a recently released ex-con. Max sees an opportunity and offers Duffy a well-paying job in the world of underground fight clubs. Together, they form an unlikely partnership, hoping to earn enough money for a fresh start. Their journey leads them into the orbit of a dangerous crime boss, corrupt cops, and ruthless hired killers. As Duffy gets pulled deeper into this violent world, he finds himself not just fighting for money, but to protect the people he's come to care about. Pitted against a criminal enterprise that runs the city, he must rely on his military training to survive and confront the darkness he's been running from. This gritty action film is available to stream on Hulu. Next up is Ruthless, an action-packed thriller about a man pushed to his limits. The film introduces Harry, a high school coach who is still grappling with the immense grief and trauma from the murder of his teenage daughter. His world is shattered once again when he discovers that one of his students is being targeted by a dangerous human trafficking ring and is ultimately kidnapped. Fueled by a desire for justice and a need to protect the innocent, Harry takes matters into his own hands. He embarks on a relentless and brutal mission to track down the criminals responsible and bring the young girl back home safely. This intense and gritty film follows one man's violent quest for redemption as he takes on a powerful criminal underworld. You can watch Ruthless on Hulu and the Roku channel. At number 2, we have Section 8, a story of vengeance and conspiracy. The film centers on Jake, a former soldier who, after avenging the brutal murder of his wife and child, is sentenced to life in prison. His life takes an unexpected turn when a shadowy government agency offers him a path to freedom. In exchange, he must join their off-the-books assignment, operating outside the law to eliminate threats to the country. Initially seeing it as a chance for redemption, Jake soon realizes that the organization he's working for is not what it appears to be. He uncovers a dark conspiracy that forces him to question his mission and the very people who gave him a second chance. Now, he must turn against his own handlers in a desperate fight for the truth. This action-packed film is available on AMC Plus and can be rented or purchased on platforms like Apple TV and Amazon Video. And our top pick is Take Cover, a claustrophobic and intense thriller. The film follows a burned-out professional sniper named Sam who is on one last assignment with his spotter, Ken. After a hit goes wrong, he finds himself and his partner trapped in an all-glass penthouse, a luxurious prison with no place to hide. Suddenly, they are being hunted by a lethal and relentless competitor who seems to know their every move. With no cover and limited resources, Sam must use every ounce of his training and ingenuity to outwit his opponent and survive the deadly cat-and-mouse game. This film is a masterclass in suspense, keeping you on the edge of your seat until the very end. Take Cover is available for VOD and digital release. Our bonus pick, Something in the Water, starts as a joyful reunion but quickly descends into a desperate fight for survival. The story follows 5 friends who come together for a destination wedding in the beautiful Caribbean. To make the most of their picturesque setting, they decide to take a boat out for a day trip to a secluded island. However, their perfect day takes a terrifying turn when the boat gets damaged, leaving them stranded in the vast, open ocean with no way to call for help. As the reality of their situation sets in, the friends must confront not only the circling sharks attracted by their presence, but also their own fears and dwindling hope. The film masterfully builds tension, turning the idyllic paradise into a claustrophobic nightmare. It's a gripping tale that explores the strength of friendship and the primal instinct to survive against impossible odds. You can find this intense thriller on Hulu.